Hey guys, what is up? And
Nick, my man, I'm stuck in this winter paradise with my family. We all live in this hut, and it's uh, it's 21 degrees below Celsius. It's really cold, and yeah, there's no way for me to do my Sorare lineups. Could you help me out?
what happens when we get the chance to build the lineups of a 100k gallery? Today, guys, we get the opportunity to build Tofton's lineups. He's got a 100k gallery. He's got some of the most insane super rare cards from the likes of Cole Palmer to Odegaard, Declan Rice, a lot of the Premier League best players that you can get. And if we manage to get in the rewards this game week 41, then Daniel's going to be kind enough to give us 10% of the rewards. Let's see the teams that we've built. So before we get into the teams that we've built for this week, I wanted to show a couple of his best results and show what we have the chance of winning. And if I do manage to win some decent rewards, you guys know I'll give you something. I'll buy a couple of limited cards and give them away on the next video. But looking at this first team, this was it back in game week 33. Daniel managed to pick up £2,028 and two super rares, one being a tier 3 and one being a tier 4. The tier 3 came in Challenger Classic, coming second place with 513 points. And then in Champion in season Division 1, he's managed to pick up £1,572 with this insane Bundesliga stack with Petrovic in goal. Moving into another lineup, which is where I've mostly focused our teams this weekend, the super rare Premier League in season division. As you can see, 493 points with Newcastle picking up some great scores against Liverpool, and Madueke picking up a goal and an assist against Southampton, picking up £722. And then going into the final one I wanted to look at, there wasn't as much cash won this week, but Tofton managed to pick up a tier 1 super rare. This was in a European league, and it was with a full Chelsea team. So moving into the lineups, we're going to ignore the limited ones. These were the ones that I made with the last couple of players that we had left. Obviously, there were some rares and super rares that we just chucked in there. But the first ones we're starting with are two of the most hopeful, I would say, for this weekend, along with the super rares, which I'm also very hopeful for. The first one we have is rare in season Division 1 as well, so it's the top with the best cash rewards. We've gone for Alisson, Virgil van Dijk and Salah against Manchester United. Liverpool are absolutely smashing it at the moment, one of the best teams in the league. Salah can't stop scoring and assisting. I have high hopes that they can get a clean sheet in this game. And then to add to that, we have Cole Palmer, who's been a bit hit and miss lately, but if he does get that goal against Crystal Palace, you already know he's going to get 100 and probably add to it with another goal and assist. And then we've got Odegaard, who also hasn't been performing the best recently since he's come back from injury, but I think he's starting to get back to those high scores in get, and if he can add a decisive in there, then there's definitely a high chance of finishing quite high, even in the podium with this team. Moving into the second Division 2 team this time in Premier League, we've got Ortega in goal, who I'm quite hopeful he's going to start instead of Ederson, as Ederson's only just come back from injury. We then have Cole Palmer and, again, the classic version, the midfield version, and Levi Colwill. Then we've got Erling Haaland, who hopefully can find his shooting boots again for Man City, and Alexi McAllister. Once again, this is one of those games where he can pick up the AA, win those tackles, get those interceptions, and definitely be a solid player. We then move into the classic teams. One of these in Division 1, apologies Toft, I've already probably managed to get you relegated. Vinicius Jr. picking up a red card when it shouldn't have even been a red. It was just a slight push, and he was already pushed by the goalkeeper. It should have been a yellow card for each of them. Nonetheless, awful captain choice. Rodrigo picking up 48 points. Ostergaard not doing great against Rennes, and he plays for Rennes against Nice, and then Valverde only picking up 64. We then have this other classic team, so we've got Kepa in goal against Everton. Everton struggle to score, often low-scoring games, so fingers crossed and keep the clean sheet. We then have Enzo Fernandez, who is probably one of my favourite players for this game week. I've put him in my best team, and I'm very hopeful he's going to get a high score, so we've made him the captain. We've also got a Kanji in there, who had a great game week last week. Kovacic, who can pick up that AA from midfield and control the game for City. And then we've got Isaac up front, who is one of the most informed strikers in the Premier League at the moment. Moving into the rest of the classic teams, this one wasn't actually thrown together by me. This was Toft, who had a couple of players remaining. He's gone for Lawrence in goal, Jacob, who's only managed to get a score of 46, is super rare, Dumbia, Victor Osimhen and Gyökeres, who has managed to pick up a solid, I think he nearly got 100 score with those 3 goals and another hat-trick. We then move into the next classic team. We've got Pickford, Ake, who I'm not sure is going to start, Kvaratskhelia, who's already killed this team because he's not even travelling with the team to Fiorentina today, Jonathan David, and then Dybala captain. Fingers crossed we can stay in Division 2 because I don't want to get Toft relegated out of too many divisions. And then into the next one, we have Robert Sanchez. Obviously, Chelsea can't keep a clean sheet, so this team is just a complete risk. It's going to be hit or miss. We've gone for Livramento in there. We've gone captain KDB. If he does start, hopefully he can start finding some form as well with City coming back into, getting those wins and starting to score more goals. Nicholas Jackson, he's due a goal, due to have a good game. And Bruno Fernandes, no one knows what's going to happen in the Liverpool vs United game. It's always such a fierce rivalry. And you never know, United could get on the score sheet. And if anyone's going to help them, it's going to be Fernandes. And then moving into, our final classic. Oh no, we have 2 more classic teams to go through. We have Martinez, who has an insane fixture against Leicester, one of the bottom of the league teams. Obviously, Aston Villa can't keep a clean sheet. We've got Pedro Porro, Maddison, and Solanke. Obviously, Spurs have got a hard game against Newcastle. Newcastle are one of the most informed teams. No one knows when Maddison's going to start at the moment, but if he does start, I see this game being a 3-0. I'm going for a high goal-scoring game, and I think all 3 of those players can get a decisive. And Enzo Fernandez capping it off with that special edition card. And then finally, the last rare classic team we have, as you can see, this is already just an absolute waste of time. Goalkeeper conceding 2 goals in the last couple of minutes against Real Madrid. Tchouaméni not having a great game because he's in centre-back and he just doesn't pick up any AA from there. Munoz against Chelsea, don't see that going anywhere. Gabriel Jesus has been in good form, but against Brighton away, it's going to be a hard game. And then we've got Cody Gakpo, captain, up front. Moving into the lineups that you guys actually care about and the ones that I'm most excited for. This is why Daniel's gallery is worth 100k. We have Flecken in goal. That's the goalkeeper of choice. Obviously, you're going to see there's 2 in-season Premier League teams. I had to play around with them a bit, as unfortunately Rodgers was out this weekend, who would have had a great fixture against Leicester. But nonetheless, we only had 1 in-season forward. For that reason, this is my most hopeful team. In Division 1, as I said before, we got Flecken in goal against Southampton. High chances of a clean sheet, and as everyone knows, Flecken can pick up that AA. We've then got one of the best defenders for high-scoring games in Trent. Cole Palmer, captain, we're paired with Enzo Fernandez. I just see Chelsea having a great comeback game, off the back of 2 losses and a draw against teams we really should be getting 6 to 9 points against. I can see this absolutely popping off. And then the risky one was Gordon up front. But once again, against Spurs, a team that can't keep a clean sheet, a team that doesn't have any defenders, I'm very hopeful that he can deliver the goods. And there's only 38 entrants, so hopefully we can get on that podium because I believe there's only 3 places that get paid. Into the second Division 1 team. Once again, we've also got another insane fixture for the goalkeeper. Leno against Ipswich. Another team, bottom of the league, struggles to score. We've then got Gavardio, who's been one of Toft's best players this year. I mean, he's been a great player for everyone. He's been hitting hundreds from defence. And especially if he's playing on that left side against West Ham, hopefully he can regain some form and have an absolute smasher, even if it's just for this game week so we can get some cash ourselves. We've then gone for Guimaraes, who's been smashing it for Newcastle again, and Alexander Isaac, who we've gone with captain. And as we did one more in-season player, instead of using those United boys to the right, we have gone for Andreas Pereira, who against Ipswich, if he starts, that is the risk. If he starts, can definitely pick up a decisive. Moving into what I would call a bit of a throwaway game with the United fixture, we have an in-season champion team in Division 2. We've got Juve in goal, a great fixture and a great chance of keeping a clean sheet. Dalot and Mainu against Liverpool. No one knows how that game's going to go. Mainu could have a great game. I've made him captain on the pure fact that I feel like he could definitely win a lot of tackles, interceptions, duels ones, all those kind of things that are going to get that high AA. Dalot, don't know how that's going to go. Rasmus Højlund, I kind of hope Liverpool keep a clean, not Liverpool, United score, because it'd be nice to see Liverpool drop some points and also not keep a clean sheet. And then Diego Moreira is a really interesting super rare pickup that Toft has, and I quite like him. He gets some great scores and definitely has a decent fixture against Auxerre, even though they're a higher place table team. Then moving into what was meant to be one of my favourite lineups, which is now just a lineup that I'm going to get Toft relegated from. we have the Napoli ex Real Madrid boys in the classic champion. We have Meret and Di Lorenzo in defence, and this is a hard fixture against Fiorentina. And I didn't expect many goals, but it's also going to be hard to keep a clean sheet. Then we had Valverde and Rodrigo. Rodrigo I made captain after that great week he had just before Christmas. Unfortunately, only picking up a score of about 40, 45. Valverde had a decent game with 75 points there. And then Kvaratskhelia, as I said, on deadline, me and Toft found out that he wasn't travelling and that he's injured. So unfortunately, this team might get relegated, and Toft's probably going to kill me for that one. But in the other Division 1 team, we have some decent fixtures. I mean, Kepa, as I said briefly before, against Everton, there's a high chance of keeping a clean sheet there. Di Lorenzo hopefully can have a great game against Fiorentina. And then we've got Lobotka from Napoli as well. Ryan Christie has been smashing the AA recently for Bournemouth. And I've also got him in one of my own personal teams as a rare. And then Jonathan David, the penalty merchant, the Canadian absolute monster, we've made captain against Nantes. Hopefully he can pick up a couple of goals. We're now going to move into a couple of insane stacks that we've got. So these are both classic Premier League. First of all, in Division 2, we have the Arsenal boys. We've got Martinez in goal. Then we've got Saliba, Odegaard, Declan Rice and Martinelli. Obviously, Martinelli may not start. There's a bit of rotation in the forwards with Saka out at the moment. Declan Rice has been nursing an injury, and also there's been illness in the Arsenal camp. But Saliba and Odegaard have been absolute guaranteed starters and absolute smashers. And then we have the Chelsea boys against Crystal Palace. I don't see us getting a clean sheet, but if we do, Cucurella in there as well with Colwill as the two defenders. Jackson up top, who I'm just feel like he's going to get a goal this weekend. He deserves one. He needs to get one to get himself back on the scoring sheet. And then Yuri Tillemans against Leicester surely is the captain choice here. Great fixture, and hopefully he can pick up a great score. Moving into the last three teams, we're getting towards the almost throwaway teams. So in Sorare, we have Petrovic, who has a great fixture in goal. Munoz against Chelsea is going to be a hard one. He's got another Sorare, Christie, as we said, against Everton is a great fixture. Kudus is such a great player, and he's one of those players that definitely, if City aren't going to keep a clean sheet today, he's going to be the one to either assist or score, and he's great at taking on players. And then Paulo Dybala, no one ever knows when he starts, but when he does start, he knows how to get a score of 100. So for that reason, we've made him captain. And even looking at this team, it honestly could smash. You know, there's 116 entrants, but they're the type of players that if they go off, and they all go off at the same time, this team could definitely smash. In 260, this is another team that Toft has thrown together, as I didn't realise that he had these cards due to I was only looking at champion. We've gone for Nardi in goal, Gilchrist, the Chelsea boy, who are they playing against Watford, Anana, Mana Solomon and Victor Osimhen for Galatasaray captain. This team could definitely smash, and fingers crossed in Cap 260 it does well. Moving into the final team of the video, this is the one that I was most hopeful for, so excited for. I've never had the chance to build a unique team. And then a couple of hours into the game week, Daniel sends me a message on Twitter that Agbadou has just accepted a move to Wolves for 20 million. So this is an absolute bummer. I'm hoping, because the game's today, they give him one last run out, one last chance to get that insane AA that he always delivers. We've got Leno in goal, great fixture against Ipswich. Damsgaard, once again, I've made him captain because I feel like he can have a great game against Southampton. And Brentford definitely know how to score goals. Jackson up top, and then Tarkowski. I'm so excited to enter a unique lineup, but unfortunately, it may be done before a ball's even kicked if at 4 o'clock Agbadou is not in that lineup. But we will see. So guys, thank you very much for watching the video. Once again, a huge shout out to Toft. I'll leave his Twitter down below. Make sure to go follow him and thank him for letting us do this video. We are so close to 1K subscribers now, guys. So if you're watching this video, if you're enjoying the content and you haven't subscribed already, let's get those last 4 subscribers so we can get to 1K. And also leave a like if you like the video. And also if you want to see it again, then let me know in the comments down below, and maybe Toft will be kind enough to let us use his gallery. Give me your predictions down below. Which team do you think is going to be the best? And maybe if you're right, I might give away one of the limited cards I currently have in my gallery. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in a couple of days with another video. Thanks for the support as always, and I'll see you next time.